The Managing Director, Edo State Geographic Information Service, EDOGIS, Mrs. Osaro Ayen, has disclosed that they have signed 16,000 certificates of occupancy. Mrs. Osaro Ayen further asserted that they are doing this to enable the state governor, Godwin Obaseki, to create new town development plan, which is to put the state in the number of developed states in the country. I made this assertion when briefing journalists in her office in Benin City, Edo State, said she is also streamlining the activities of middlemen, which is representatives to reduce cases of fraud, adding that she has a target of achieving 80% online processing of certificate of occupancy. CFO.
And do this, and this is just the beginning of the time I want to have with you people, because I'm very sure and I know I need journalists in this my journey. We all need journalists because they will help you to tell people what you're doing, especially if you know you are doing it right. You need them to tell people where you are. Thank you 7 months ago, as you said, and since I came, I will tell you I've tried to do a lot of things that will improve here. I've tried to change mindsets. I've tried to change the way they've been doing things. I've tried to change the processing of CFO to also make sure we satisfy people, because that's the main reason we are here. We have gone into training. We have gone into changing our way of working here so we can satisfy customers. So since I came here, I can tell you we have change mindset, we are training people and we are still training them. We have increased the number of CFOs we are bringing up. I will tell you, for example, before now, since the establishment of GIS, they've done about 16,000 CFOs. They are sat now, since I came, I've done over 4,000 and we are still on it. So I've tried to do that, and so far I would say we are gradually going towards what brought me here, to make sure we are doing what we need to do to satisfy members of the public, to ensure that CFO is now done at, we now can give you CFO within 30 working days if all your papers are complete. So these are the things we are doing right now since I came in. Yes. Foremost, when you talk about land, the first thing is your title. You can even be in possession of property. If you don't have title, you don't really have anything. I keep telling people. So really, the first thing you have to do is good to get your CFO. It's good to get your CFO. I tell people why. And also, it's good to come conduct search to know the kind of property you are buying. Let's start from there, because if you buy a land without a good title, you are not going to do anything. What you are doing is useless. So first of all, when we talked about land administration, the first thing we have told people is come and conduct search. Why did we do that? You see what happened this new town we are trying to build. We have been telling people come and conduct search. Why? If you don't conduct it, you are likely going to throw your investment away. You understand? So the first thing, conduct search to know that what you are buying is right. When you've done that, come get your title. And this new thing you are talking about, key in. Yes, this is our new master plan. We want to do it right. We want you to key in. The only way you can key is to come into the net. How do you do that? Come get your land title. Get it right. Because if you develop without a title, Ministry of Physical Planning is not going to give you any approval. The first thing is title. You can say it's not a CFO alone you can use, fine, but you need CFO to add value to your property, to secure your land, to even give life to your land. We are very rich in Edo State, but we are poor because we don't have title to our land. When you have CFO, you give life to your property, and you are able to even go further to use that CFO to get a loan and all that, So like you said, it's good to key in, because really in the whole of the country, what we will need is that everybody should have CFO over his or her property. It's very important. It's an important document. That's what the Land Use Act is all about. You know, it is the Land Use Act that introduced certificate of occupancy. If the federal government had money, the first thing they would have done is to make sure we survey the whole land in the country. We just put them right so that when people come, you know who owns what. And the idea of double dealing, land grabbing will be gone. So really, and that's what the governor is trying to do. Not only to ensure that you have a title to your land, it's also to ensure that you have value for your property. Because people even tend to go for property with CFO. If you have CFO, they will tend to go for that because of the value of CFO for your property. You are talking about what they call representatives here. That was what you. Since I came, I discovered that they are committing a lot of havoc, many of them, and I intend to streamline that. In as much as I want representatives, I should be able to get gentlemen who will really do what is right, because there are lots of complaints. Even from abroad, there are lots of complaints about representatives. So what we are trying to do now, we can now do your CFO online. And very soon, I want to be able to make it 80% of people should be able to do their CFO online. Because the less contact you get with people, the less corrupt the officers will become. So they are doing a lot of things I don't like. Because when His Excellency set up GIS, it was because we wanted to cure the ills of getting CFO. It used to take them years. You pay so much and the documents are not coming out. So we set up GIS. So I don't want such thing to infiltrate the new GIS. We can't go back to Egypt. So really, in a few months, you will see that we'll have less of those representatives. People will be able to come online. That will be the best for us and for everybody. Because the complaint I have recently, I can see that the middlemen, the representatives, they are causing a lot of problems. Just yesterday, somebody phoned me from Germany. Thank God. And he said, "Madam, my CFO, my rep said only one is ready for us." I said, "No, the two are ready." You know, she screamed and said, "Can you see?" So what they do, they can hide one and begin to tell the owners, "Look, you're never ready." So I want to stop all that, really, because we want CFO within 30. I've started giving us CFO within 30 days. Within 30 working days, you can get your CFO. Let all your papers be right. But I discovered that the representatives, some are even forging tax clearance, so many things. You know, we don't want that. So that's what I'm trying to do about that. We want to do everything online, if we can. We want to do that. The EDOGIS, before we came in, I'm aware they dealt with 2-3 of them. They arrested or they gave some over to the police. We can do that if we are sure you did. So what I do with tax clearance, there was the other day, I had to call we have a tax officer here. So sometimes he will look and say, "Madam, it's okay." If it's okay, we'll let it go. If it's not okay, we won't let it. For example, there are some, they are not signed. Their tax clearance should be signed. And most of them, you are waiting for them to come, they don't appear any longer. And that also goes to delay the application of the owner. Because if you are not in Edo State or you are abroad, you are supposed to pay development levy. I discovered that when the people pay 100,000 as it should be, the rep will look for tax clearance of 20,000 to put. Sometimes maybe fake. So we are looking at that. And recently, I have some policemen now with us here. So if we see something like that, I'm going to hand them straight over to the police to confirm. Because those things are destroying the activities. Well, those are the things, and we really want to work on that. We want people to work with us, but we don't want to go back to Egypt.
The first thing about your land is the title, because if you don't have the title document, you don't really have land. So it is good to get your CFO. We are calling on people to conduct searches to be sure that what they are buying is right. Though we have a tax officer here that helps to verify the authenticity of the tax clearance they bring before us.
We want to go forward. I want them to work with us, but they have to follow the rules and regulations and do things properly. That will be good for us. That will be good for the government. That will be good for the people they are representing. Because when people say their CFOs are here, it baffles me, it pains me, because what I want is increased revenue. So if we sit on your CFO, what happens? My revenue drops. I don't want to do that. So when I hear people, no, we don't sit on CFOs. But when your papers are not complete, when you have not done what you should do, we cannot process further. And that's what is happening. So now, I just came back from Abuja 3 days ago. That's the fruit. We were honored for being the best organization for land titling, ease of land titling, ease of land titling. They didn't call us. They set up a committee that looked into it and they selected us. They selected us as being the best in the South. That's one. Then this online thing is another thing they are happy for. Many people want to embrace it because they have had enough of problems from representatives. And for the past 2 months, people changing their representatives because they are not getting the feedback they should get. Another thing we are doing training, continuous training so that everybody can key in. Those are things, and we changed our workflow also. So many people have been saying, Madam, thank you. The new workflow is working. So I'm happy. So those are the things we are doing in a new way to ensure that we have our organization stands out, and also the members of the public, we are satisfied there. Because that was the reason we are here really. It's to the state government. When you say development levy, it's to the state government. When you say to community, I won't understand what you're saying.
Because at the end of the day, when you pay to state government, let me say communities, they call it Okaidele and the rest, they will still demand money from the developer.
With the CDA law, why should you give them money? The law is already there. I've said we won't go back to Egypt. CDA has wiped out those things. Developer what? He's governor. I'm aware he's the governor that goes to be doing all those roads leading to villages, which in the first place is the function of the local government, if things are properly put. Even the Okawele we are talking about, they are not working. You go to those areas. But I'm aware that His Excellency is even working on local government roads, everything. So he's the one doing the development. So that development level, let me make it very clear, is for those abroad who are not working here, so they don't pay tax. And we can't tell it, you understand. So they don't pay tax, so they are ready to pay the development levy. And let me add to this. For CFO, Edo State is the cheapest state where you get your CFO. When I say cheapest, has the lowest cost for CFO processing, 50,000. The lowest in the whole of the country. Even I was with my counterparts in other states 4 or 5 days ago, and they said 50,000. I said yes, that is the processing fee. That's the basic fee you pay for your CFO. And when you come in, depending on your where your land is and the size, sometimes you don't pay much more. Other things you pay are just your taxes, which you must pay normally, and all those other small things you should do. So to me, we are fine here. The development levy is okay, and they are satisfied. They are happy to pay that 100,000 development levy. Yes. For example, those abroad, we have started. We already have started, but like what we want to do now to make sure it spreads, because I really want to have less contact with people so that our work can flow. We are going to do a pilot survey, a pilot work Zoom with a particular area, so they will see how it goes. Then we'll let it boom. Let everybody see, because it will be easier. Now with our recent, if we can deal with our cashless society, we can do anything. Because I used to think things would be difficult. When I go to the market today, my old woman, Gary woman, has her account. The other time I went, say, oh, you know, I don't. I said, Mama, I don't have cash. My key. When I went back, they all have. I'm surprised. I buy watermelon, they give me their, we can do anything. So this CFO, if we are able to do that online, you will see it will be easier for everybody. And so I'm very soon you will see it. We're already on it. We want to start it so that from your house, anywhere, just apply for your CFO, you know what it is, and that's it. So really, it won't be too difficult as I think. Because this cashless has made me know that we can do anything in Nigeria. I've been saying That's why we are talking about online. I'll be telling you, the less people you meet, the better for us, for my people, for myself. Now, if you go abroad, you don't even see people. I've gone to the bank, I've gone somewhere, we don't see people, but things are working. And if we could do it during COVID, we'll do it anytime. So there are many things we want to do. Very soon we are meeting with the representatives. To me, there are too many. And I saw some of them. Now we want to call them, hold meetings with them, give them our guidelines, our rules. I want to even get their CV. I want to know about them. There are some files now, we cannot get them. So they are fake. They are there in the file. You ask for something they can't bring. Up to now, some files are with me like that. So that means unknown representatives, but they are there. For example, there are forms. Our forms are free, but we hear that some representatives collect 50,000 from the owners abroad to put application form. These are all bad. These are the things we want to stop. So with that online application and with the selection of your representatives, we are going to do well. I'm going to select them. I'm going to give them ID card. I'm going to publish those who can be representatives, so that when you are dealing with them, we really know who you are dealing with. You know who you are dealing with. So these are the ways we are going to do it. If we really want to sanitize these things, and we are going to do that by God's grace.
Osunde Mercy reporting from Crusader TV News, Benin.